Welcome to the Flipping Wholesaling Houses in New York show. And I'm trying to look less red. I don't think I'm that red. I think it makes me look more red. I don't know. So, welcome to the bigger flips. Uh-oh, I just screwed something up. I can't see anything anymore. Okay. So, welcome to the Bigger Flip Show. I'm Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start making more money flipping houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow that business or make even more money. So, there's a method that I unfortunately didn't learn till about 5 years ago, and I wish I would have learned it a lot earlier. And the method is called wholetailing, which is a combination of wholesaling and selling retail or rehabbing. It's probably called whole habbing, but that doesn't sound as good as wholetailing. And what that method does is we buy a house and we really look at the house. Sorry. We look at a house differently than every other investor is looking at it. So I'll give you two examples. One is actually a deal I'm doing, and looked at a house, wanted to wholesale it, put an offer in the low fours. The guy wouldn't budge. I got it in the mid fours, and property's in Oceanside, and the house is really old. And the wholetailing only works if the house is mortgageable and livable. It's got an old kitchen, old wallpaper, lots of stuff. I've done videos from that house. But it's in a really amazing area. Okay, it's in a special part of Oceanside, the terrace section of Oceanside. It's right near the hospital. There's a lot of doctors and people that work at the hospital who want to live nearby. You can walk to work if you live there. And I noticed that it's livable. It's just old. And houses in that area are going 650. This one's smaller, but houses are going for in the sevens. This house probably can go for 650. And most people looking at that house were saying, I need to put in a lot of money, $120,000 maybe, make it look great, and we're offering less than what I was offering. My thinking was, if I can get it in the mid fours, I have a chance to wholesale it. If not, I can wholesale it. And if I can't wholesale it, I would flip it. So let me just tell you what I'm going to tell you. Bought the property, spent maybe $2,000 on it, just cleaning it out, really just cleaning it out. And I listed it for the mid fives. And I'm hopefully going to contract shortly on it. And I'm not going to make, $100,000 on it because you have closing costs. We'll have closing costs on the sale, but it's going to be a nice deal, maybe $50,000 deal. So that's great. And it's only because I looked at it a different way. And I'm showing the students. So a student has another deal they bought in the low fives that we also just wholetailed. There was a lot of work that could be done, but we didn't do it. And going to contract today in the sevens. So a $200,000 spread. I actually put up the money for this, so I'll split it with my student. But it's a different way of looking at properties because most people looking at these properties are looking to either rehab them or wholesale them. And that really looks at the property the same way. You look at ARV, which is after repaired value. What's this house going to look like if it's brand new? And how much money do I have to put into it to get there? And I need a big spread, a lot of money where I can get my profit, and I can pay all my other costs, my soft costs like the holding costs and the closing costs. But if you look at it and say, I don't want to do any work to this, or I want to do minimal work to this, and I've done this maybe 100 times, where I've just cleaned it out or done minimal work, very little work, like changed an appliance or fixed a window, that kind of thing. And how much is it worth as is? I'm not going to look at the after repaired value. I'm going to look at the as is value. And usually if something's in a great area, right, everything's trading in the sevens. You can put it out there for $100,000 less, and people are going to buy it as a bargain and say, you know what, I'll fix it up one day, but I need to get into this neighborhood for this price. And that's really the way I've been thinking about a lot of properties. It's funny what's going on in the market now, because when rates are up in the sevens now, rates were in the threes, and people that were looking for a house a year ago, last summer really, had a lot of buying power, right? Because the mortgage rates were so low. Now they're looking at it and they're not buying. They're still buying. They're just buying cheaper houses, and they're looking for bargains. So if you could find a house like this, and it only works if the house is livable. So all the utilities have to work. There has to be a working kitchen. There has to be a working bathroom. Can't be holes in the roof. But if it's livable, I believe that there are more people looking for bargains out there than there are people looking to just skim the top of the market and look for things that are perfect. There are plenty of people looking for things that are perfect. I'm not saying there aren't. All I'm saying is there are more people looking for bargains now, right? So somebody that was maybe looking to buy a house for $900,000 today is going to look for a house for $700,000. Somebody was looking for $700,000, maybe looking for something for 5 or 6 now, and they never thought they were going to find something in that neighborhood because that's lower than the price point. And I put out properties in that price point and make the difference. Again, It's not cheap, and there is risk, right? Sometimes I could be wrong, and sometimes I'm wrong. And I made mistakes where I thought it would be a hotel and it turned into a rehab. I did that in Bayshore, where I thought it was going to be a short rehab, and the roof needed replacing, and it turned into something more. But it's a risk I'm willing to take because I know that if I have to do the work, I can do the work. So that property in Oceanside, for example, if I didn't find a buyer in the mid fives, I was going to do the work. I was going to put in $30,000 and I would sell it in the mid sixes. Now you may be asking me why don't I do that, and that's a topic for another video. But if you're interested, I do have a couple of spots open for people to coach. Just got another student. My students really are killing it. I can't tell you how great my students are doing. They're doing amazing. And when I see how good my students are doing and how good it makes me feel, I want to help more people. So if you're interested, go to biggerflips.com. There's a link on there for coaching. You can get an idea of what's going on. And I hope that this was helpful so that you can see about this amazing system called wholesaling that 99% of the other investors just won't tell you about. So thank you very, very much for watching. I really appreciate it.